I'm doing a Great British Bake Off 2024 bake-along. Let's get into pastry week. This week's signature bake, Frangipane Tarts. Now, I don't know about you, but up until this week, I really couldn't have told you what frangipane was, which meant we were in for an adventure. So to make my frangipane tarts, I started off by bringing together my sweet short crust pastry. I actually used the recipe posted to Bake Off's Instagram for this, which was just cutting butter into flour, adding powdered sugar, salt, egg, and water, and then kneading together until a cohesive dough formed. This got wrapped up and then placed in the fridge to chill for at least 30 minutes. Once chilled, it was time to roll and cut out the dough. My lovely mother-in-law actually gifted me perforated pastry rings like 2 years ago that I had yet to use, but better late than never. Sorry, Steph. Anyway, I rolled out the dough, used the rings to cut out the tart bottoms, and then measured out the strips for the sides. Looking back on this, I probably didn't need to be as precise with my measurements here, but I was definitely nervous about how these shells were going to turn out, so I erred on the side of caution. I then pressed the strips into the inside of each ring, using the warmth of my fingers to close the side and bottom seams. To use a classic bake-off phrase, this was an incredibly fiddly process and took me much longer to do than expected. Mad respect to the bakers in the tent who have to do this with time pressure. Anyway, once everything was molded together, I cut off the excess hanging over the edge with a pastry knife and then popped these into the freezer. Now, I'm not one to let good pastry go to waste, so I took the scraps, sprinkled on some sugar, and then popped them into the oven to make pastry crust cookies, which were thoroughly enjoyed by my husband the next day. Follow for part 2.